Well, my name is Daniel Joseph, and I've been hustling Scrapiron for the last 8 years, right? And government just make a move and shut it down just so, right? And within that, the time in they shut it down, school's going to open just now. I speaking for myself right now. I have 4 kids, right? And I had to send them to school. I may start to buy nothing yet, and the government just come and lock off the work just so. And that's just me. It have plenty other youths. This is just a small portion of the youth here that this thing affecting real bad. This affecting me real bad because no work at all. And that some of them don't even know to do nothing else. I might still be able to, you know, chance some and go and do something else, but plenty of these youths and them here, they don't know how to do nothing else. All they know is Scrapiron. You understand? And that is what is pay them. And it have no work out there. Because if we go out there and we want to work for 200, the Spanish working for 1. So we can't get no work out there. So we need some proper representation and somebody to help me get this thing back open. This industry needs to open back immediately. Because it's not only in Claxton there. And we have no intention of stopping with protest until we get back this. Because the government themselves say, well, we will give somebody a grant, you know, or some kind of thing, so, you know, to ease the pain a little bit. And what the youths and them, these youths and them have nothing to do. What is going on in the country? And I tell you now, this is just a small fraction. This is just, and all they're only doing here since we started this protest here, this is the first time we get media. Up to now, David Lane-Reach, that is the MP what's representing here, right? Is Mr. Abdulah helping us here right now to get the media here. All them doing is only sending police and more police to brutalize men here. And you understand how we's not criminals? It's our work we fighting to get back here right now. A bread, a daily bread, an honest dollar. So that we wouldn't have to go and do no wrong thing. Understand? We just really need this work to get out this. This is madness, man.
Who next? Who talking?
I don't really, I understand what goes on here, right? But why I'm saying, no, we clean up the paper place, right? Long time we have to pay people to clean, to clean the yard. No, we just have to pay them to clean the yard. The rivers and them not blocking up because we picking up all the old stove and all fridges and all of that. We trying to make sure the community is clean. You understand? In that process, of course, why all the put us in that position? We have children to mind, we have family. You understand? We need to find something for the government and the follow themselves by. Yeah, I'm not necessarily, but I want to talk to them. I don't really want to talk to these people.
Alright, so here, alright, okay, here we're going on.
Let's switch off.
What are we going to do, right?
Everybody going to reach now.
And then we start. So I will talk to them while when more people gather. Use days here. Right. Express photographer, Guardian photographer here.
Yeah. Almost everybody.
And we are here.
And the people are here.
We need to get some food. That's the business. We don't go on narrow.
We know that theory, but I know
Very hungry now.
helping with.
Morning to all the brothers here. Morning. And morning to the members of the media. Thank you very much for coming this morning to join this activity of solidarity. With me this morning is the deputy leader of the MSJ, Sister Radical Goldbands, one of my brothers, Fitzroy Lewis, one of the activists of the MSJ. And I'm David Abdulah. And we are here in solidarity with the Scrapiron dealers, the van men, the workers in this industry, who today are without a work because the government has not done its work properly. That is what has happened. So because the government refused to do the things that it was supposed to do, by, for example, stopping copper exports 3 months ago. If they had stopped copper exports, then the rest of the industry could be running all now, and mankind could be continuing to work to put food on the table for themselves and their family, and buy books for their children with school starting just in 2-3 weeks' time. The government did not do its job by not implementing regulations and other things to properly regulate the industry, to make sure that the few people, just a handful of people who engage in illegal activity, that they could be dealt with. The police could have dealt with those people who are stealing copper and let all of the people who are engaged in earning an honest dollar in this industry, to allow them to continue to earn an honest dollar. What the government has done is to put thousands of people on the breadline, and that is wrong, that is unjust. And we are saying to the Rowley government, restart the industry now, allow people to earn a decent dollar, stop the export of copper if you want, put in the measures in place. And the president of the Scrap Iron Dealers Association, Brother Alan Ferguson, has made all the recommendations. He said, make sure the scanners at the port working, so that when the containers, they try to hide the copper in the containers, that could be stopped, and lock up those few people who engage in that illegal activity. Many recommendations have been made, but the government has failed to take heed of those recommendations. The government has failed to do its work. Failed to do its work, yeah? And as a result of that, all these people behind me and thousands more are now out of our work. And that had to be wrong. That had to be absolutely wrong. So we are standing here in solidarity. I have been working with the Scrap Iron Dealers Association almost for 2 years now on all the issues that they have raised. I've been supporting them and working with them and so on. And we are here once again in solidarity. And we have a very simple message. This industry is a very important industry for Trinidad and Tobago. It employs thousands of people. Thousands of people are employed. This industry earns foreign exchange for this country because every month 5,000 containers are exported from Trinidad and Tobago with scrap metal. That is foreign exchange for the country at a time when the country does not have foreign exchange. This industry supports people. So when somebody has a van and they borrow money from the credit union or the bank, the credit union and the bank, when they pay back that loan, benefit from that. When you shut down the industry, what is going to happen to the people who have loans? What's going to happen to those financial institutions and to the people who are in debt? Are the banks now going to come and huff their van and so on and seize it from them? All of these things, when Rowley shut down the thing and Amor and Hines weren't thinking about the implications of what this is doing to people's lives and so on. The truckers who haul the containers, they're now going to be under pressure as well. The shipping agencies that process the containers that leave the country, they're going to be under pressure. This shutting down has major implications for thousands and thousands of people in Trinidad and Tobago. And the shutting down is wrong, it is unjust, it is an economic crime against the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we are calling for the industry to be reopened. And let me say one more thing. When people's backs are against the wall and bread has been taken out of their mouths and they can't put, as the brother said, they're hungry, they can't put food on their table in the morning. When the government does not listen to the recommendations made by the association, over the last 11 years, the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association has been making recommendations to the successive governments to fix the law, put in new regulations and so on, so that the industry be well regulated and that kind of thing. Governments have failed to listen. So when governments fail to listen, and then people's backs are against the wall, what do you expect people to do other than to take protest action in defense of their interests? The rich in this country, the 1%, 2%, 4%, however many of them, they don't need to take that action. All they need to do is make a phone call and say, remember, we're going to finance the party come election time, and the party, whoever is in government, does the bidding of the economic controllers of power. People who are poor and powerless can only demonstrate their power through mass disciplined action, which we insist should be peaceful. So we are saying it must be peaceful action. But when people have no other choice but to take peaceful mass action, that is what they have to do to defend their interests. And that is what the MSJ is here to do, in solidarity with the people of not only of Claxton Bay and surrounding areas, St. Margaret's and so on, but with all of those in this industry. We are here in solidarity with you. Thank you very much. I think one of the brothers is going to speak.
Take a few questions first now.
A few questions?
Yeah,
okay,
no,
Radical.
you spoke about banning, continuing to ban copper, right? But there are other types of metal that is being stolen, mangrove coppers and types of metal. What do you propose to be done to regulate and ensure that those things are not stolen?
So the Scrapiron Dealers Association began to put in place a whole system of registering every van, right? So that they would have a registration, so that whenever the van's moving around, people will know that the van is a registered van. Okay? More than that, to make sure that whatever material is brought to the scrap yards and so on, that people can show that with receipts to know that the material that is brought to the scrap yards are legitimate, were legitimately purchased, right? And then it now is the responsibility of the scrap yards to make sure that they do not buy any material that was stolen. And then the police will then go to the scrap yards and investigate. And if there's material there where there are no records to show that the material was properly purchased, then that scrap yard could be shut down, and the owner, as what happened in Monroe Road, just off the highway, recently when the police went in. That should have been happening long time. And Brother Ferguson met with the Acting Commissioner of Police several months ago. He's been writing letters saying, work with the association to come up with the ways and means of making sure that the illegality is dealt with.
So what is the MSJ prepared to do in the event that the government either one does not lift the ban as you want them to do, or even if they contemplate extending it?
Well, we are working with the CEDA. As you know, CEDA has announced yesterday, and I was at that press conference yesterday, a massive motorcade on Wednesday coming from Brian Lara Stadium to Ruba, all the way up to Port of Spain. So we are calling on everybody to come out and support that motorcade, because that kind of protest action might show the government that it has made a fundamental error and they need to change its position. So it is that kind of solidarity, and I'll be going to other communities where there are persons engaged in the industry, meeting with them, mobilizing them, raising consciousness about the issues and so on.
Might there be a legal option to exercise as well?
I leave that to the association, right? MSJ cannot take legal action. We're not a party to the issue, but the association is, and I know that they're exploring their legal options. But I have to leave that to the association.
No.
Right? And I will repeat for you afterwards.
We need Mr. Rohit justification.
All right? Okay. One of the other brothers want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah?
David, I had to get a microphone from you. Tell us it.
Look,
$45.